there, this is Lady Shell. Welcome to my Fantasy Grounds Unity Tips for Beginners. This series is based on my original series from Fantasy Grounds College YouTube channel, and in this one we will be giving you short targeted videos that deal with Fantasy Grounds Unity. Let's begin. Today we're going to be talking about adding a grid to a map. So I have a map that I have created and I have unlocked it. I have chosen the grid symbol over here, and there are two methods that you can use to grid the map. You could use the grid method or you can use the mouse method. They both will give you the same result. For the grid method, you have to decide what size grid that you want. For example, let's change the dimensions in these boxes to 60 by 60, and that will give us a new grid, a smaller grid than it was before. If I want to move it so that it's a little more to the right so that it lines up a little more with the road, I can nudge it to the right by clicking on the symbol over here. And there we have a grid that is set to the middle of the road. It is set to this color. You could change the color by just clicking anywhere on the color picker here. If I chose the blue, but I didn't want it to be quite so bright, you could change the opacity by reducing the number on this alpha channel. So let's go down to about half. So you could still see the grid, but it's not quite so bold. Now that is the first method of adding your grid to the map. The second method would be the mouse method. And you can see that it added a new grid here. And the way that you want to do it with the mouse is you want to put your you can see these crosshairs that I've got in the middle of the road. I'm going to put it in the left side of the road, and I'm going to drag it down to where I have a grid that is equal to the width of the road. When you get it to where you want, you just let go and it gives me a grid, and it retained that opacity. You could see where it's about halfway on this line for the alpha channel. So that is the second way that you could do a grid. Now if you wanted to redo your grid, or if you wanted to use the third method, you could right click on the map, you could choose layers, then let's first turn the grid off that is existing, and then let's do it from scratch on the map. We're going to right click again, choose layers, choose set grid, and this will be the same method as we did with the mouse. We're going to take it and left click on the left side of the road and drag it to where it's the width of the road, and then let go, and we've got our blue grid. And if I want to change the color, I could do that, or I could make it less bright and then click OK, and I have a new grid. And if for some reason you had a map that had a pre-baked in grid on it, and when you lined up the grid here, it didn't line up right, you could set it to as best as you can to match the grid that is on the map. Then just click this eyeball and you will have a grid on the map. However, you're not having to look at it, because sometimes when maps are pre-baked in on the map, they are fine in parts of the map, but then when you get down to maybe the right hand corner down here, they are all off. It's like, it looks really, really bad. And yeah, so it's best to set your grid and then just turn it off, and then nobody has to look at that awful grid. So I hope you found this video helpful. And if you did, I hope you will leave a like on my video, and I hope that you will subscribe to my channel so that you can receive notifications whenever I add new content. So I thank you for watching. Bye-bye.